And welcome back, it is Husky, your host. Next up, on our Star Fox 64 Complete Metal Guide, we will be looking at Sector X. You're going to need 150 kills in order to collect the badge on this one, so let's dive in and take a look. Now, you'll probably notice right away that I am starting this level with a single laser rather than a twin or hyper laser. I did have to do this level over once, and I will point out where I got caught up when we get to that area of this level. But if nothing else, this will kind of show that you don't really need a hyper laser or a lot of bombs to get badges on most levels. It is certainly easier with those things, but it's definitely not impossible to get badges without being, equipped beforehand. So right there, I was trying to get as many of those guys with the charge shot, obviously going to be getting some extra kills there. Now, if I had started this level with a lot more bombs, I probably would have bombed all of these guys, but for some reason I elected to save my one bomb for these space mines. Now that I see the replay, definitely doesn't seem like it was worth it. It would probably have been better to shoot all of those other guys, those fighters, with the bomb rather than the space mines. But in the end, as you'll see, it really will not matter.
What the heck is that?
So again, the reason I'm starting without any lasers or bombs is because I did have to do this level over once. The spot that I messed up on was actually shooting open the gates that lead to the Sector Z wormhole shortcut. I forgot to mention that I will be taking that one. The gates themselves have a whole lot of hit points, and they seem to consistently surprise me with how durable they are. I think the reason that is because if you went to Sector X after going to Katina, Bill would actually appear here and he would help you knock those open. But since I didn't have him here, it was really, you really have to shoot him. And the problem with it is there's a lot of enemies in these rooms with these gates, and it's so tempting to, try to wait until the last second to start firing on the gate because you want to get those extra kills, but you really kind of have to ignore the enemies because you don't really have a whole lot of extra time to be opening those things up. So yeah, it was actually this room right here is the first gate that I messed up on, and you can see that I just barely made it that time, even after making the mistake and supposedly learning from it. Yeah, so if you're getting close and you're afraid that you're not actually going to get enough damage off on the gate, feel free to fire a bomb at it and it'll give you some extra damage. So yeah, before I just crashed right on through that thing, and I didn't, that's not enough. Crashing through it is not enough to actually start the wormhole. So yeah, there you go. Don't do that. Alright, so here we are in another wormhole. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not really sure how much better this path is kill-wise compared to going just the traditional route and fighting the boss within Sector X. There are some good charge shot opportunities at the very end of this, the wormhole here. But if I found out that going through Sector X normally was actually better, I wouldn't be too surprised. Regardless, this is normally the way I go to get the medal on Sector X, and I've never really had much trouble with it. It could very well be that I just want to go through this place because it's cool. So those guys right there caught me completely off guard. With these cool corkscrew thingamajigs you got going on right here, one of the pathways on both of them, on one of the pathways they're filled with enemies, and then on the other pathway there's nothing. And on that first one, for some reason I thought that I didn't actually have the correct side, and I wasn't going to see any enemies. But I did after all, and I could have had a charge shot there. And then all of that sloppy nastiness happened right there, me smashing into those rotating blocks, missing a lot of those enemies, and not getting the charge shot off on them. Kind of sucked, but again, not really a big deal. I already had the badge at that point, so there you go. 172 kills on Sector X, not bad at all. And considering that we started this level without lasers or any additional bombs of any kind, I think that went rather smoothly. So hopefully that will have given you a little bit of help on how to get the metal on Sector X. That'll be doing it for this video. As with the others, a menu will be popping up here in a few seconds, which can lead you to the other level guides of this series. Please feel free to click the annotations on screen if you'd like to see what it looks like to get the medals on those as well. If you enjoyed this guide, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel for more tips, tricks, walkthroughs, and Let's Plays. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.